I just read an article that the shooter in Nashville shot 152 rounds.
Metro Police's investigation into the shooting itself shows Hale fired a total of 152 rounds from the time she shot her way into the school until officers killed her. 126 rounds come from the rifle, the other 26 from the handgun.
This person shot 152 rounds, and you want me to walk around with 8 to 10 rounds on my person?
My legislation says there can be no more than 8 bullets in a round.
Let's say 3. If you haven't hit the deer with 3 shots, you're a pretty lousy shot. That deer deserves to get away.
Which aims to ban large-capacity magazines in New Mexico. A large-capacity magazine holds 10 or more rounds.
Of ammunition magazines holding more than 12 rounds.
Large-capacity clips, just insane. There's no justification, period, full stop. It's insane. These people are perpetuating lunacy.
Do you know how stupid that is? Do you know how dumb and asinine that is? 152 rounds. I don't care how many so-called high-capacity magazines out there. That is a lot of rounds that could easily have been done with multiple magazines. There isn't a 152 round magazine that this person had. They had to literally reload. They brought spare magazines. 152. And you want me to walk around life with only 10 rounds in my gun because what? You think that somebody who's going to go and take a bunch of lives is going to sit there and think to themselves, you know what? I don't think I want to break the law that says I can't have more than 10 rounds in my gun. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the law that says I can only have 10 rounds in my gun and then go commit mass murder with those 10 rounds. Because if there's one law I don't want to break, it's the one law that says I can't have too many bullets in my gun, notwithstanding the fact I'm coming out here to commit mass murder. But, leave it to the gun control lobby and leave it to the likes of Joe Biden to sit here and tell me that me, regular old me, being limited to 10 rounds in my gun somehow makes us safer. It doesn't make us safer, it makes us stupid. Because there are millions of magazines out there already. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that somebody who is deciding to commit mass murder is somehow going to artificially limit themselves to 10 rounds in their gun. And even if there were only 10 round magazines in existence, you couldn't get any magazine past 10 rounds. You're not going to sit here and play me through boo-boo the fool and tell me that this person isn't just going to get multiple magazines. So at that point, what are you going to do when the next shooting that happens because this person had 30 10-round magazines? What are you going to do? You're going to tell us now we can only own 2 magazines, period? Is that what we're going to start doing then on top of that? This is stupid. We have reached the point of mass euphoric stupidity when it comes to these gun laws. You want me to walk around with 8 rounds. This person shot 152. It's not the high capacity magazine that allows him to shoot that many rounds, you nimrods. It has everything to do with the fact that this person gets to plan exactly what they're going to do. They have the benefit of sitting down and thinking, I need this many magazines, I need this many guns, and then they do it, and then they plan it, and then they execute. You want to know what we get to do as regular people who can still carry their firearms to protect themselves? We get to react whenever this asshole decides to do it. And now we're caught off guard trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and we only have split seconds to be able to react. But guess what? This person's shooting 152 rounds, and I get to shoot 10 rounds back at him. Allow people to carry as many rounds as they want to carry or as they see fit in their firearm to protect themselves. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when I step out of the house if I'm going to need 10 rounds, 20 rounds, 40 rounds, 100 rounds. I don't know. I hate the fact now that I can't carry 100 rounds on me, but that's just the natural limitations of life. Why are you now then making that limitation even harder on us by telling us that we have to artificially carry 8 to 10 rounds, and in some cases they're talking about 7. Think, people, think. And when I say people, I'm talking about the people who vote for this nonsense. Just think to yourself. Are you voting for this because you think it really works? Or are you going to vote for something like this because you just want to feel like you're doing something? Because that's a really, really, really important question. Because feeling like you're doing something, yes, you could be doing something. But the question you never stop to ask yourself is the thing you're doing helping or hurting you? That's the question no one ever really asks. Do something. Okay, let's do something. but what is it the thing that you're doing? What are the unintended consequences of simply saying, let's just do something? We've been on this planet long enough to understand that sometimes the things on the surface sound like a good idea, but in the back end are an issue. And I could understand if we had insurmountable amounts of data that would validate the fact that if you only limited everybody to 8-10 rounds in their firearms, this world would be a much safer place. But we're not even close to anything like that. And even still, I would beg the question of, so exactly what are you telling me here? Is it saying that I'm gonna be safer because I have a limited round capacity, or because somebody else who may mass shoot has a limited round capacity? But then it also doesn't account for the fact that this person might just have multiple magazines. So you want me to base my ability to protect myself on the hopes that this person might have to reload and then I might have an opportunity to shoot him? Where would the opportunity come from? I only have 8 to 10 rounds in my gun. So even if he has to reload, I've shot 8 to 10 rounds and now I don't have any bullets to shoot at him anyway. So he gets to just reload in peace and go about his business. Magazine capacity limitation is stupid. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.